And I'm going to show you something else as well. And I want you to use this sparingly. So this is an app called Gamma app. And teachers get really excited when I show them this, like really excited. But it comes with a caveat, because as I'm about to demonstrate, it can create pretty rubbish content. So you can get a free Gamma app. It only keeps you logged in for about 10 minutes, so I have to re-log in here. Now, what it can do is it can generate really quick PowerPoints based just purely on the text you put into it. Now, you can choose to have a presentation, a document, or a web page. I'm going to choose to create a presentation. So, and you can choose how many cards and what language you want it on. So the MFL teachers in the audience, you can change your language here. That's quite cool. At Indonesian. I won't do that today. Does that confuse you? I'm going to go with 8 cards because that's enough for a slideshow. And what we're going to do here is create a slide deck for photosynthesis. Actually, no, let's go with those plant cells we were talking about, aimed at children aged 12 years of age in the UK. And it's important to put the UK because then it will generate it roughly in line with our national curriculum. So all I hit then is generate. So you can see I've got English US. I'm going to change it to English UK, and that just gets rid of those horrible typos. So these are the kind of outlines. So let's imagine I'm happy with that. I'm going to hit continue. And I've done this in 23 seconds before when I had to cover a lesson, lastminute.com, and had no resources. So it's really useful for that. And I'm going to hit, you can choose your themes. Let's go with that one. That looks kind of cool. And I'm going to generate there. And look what it does. This is pretty clever. So it's just thinking about it. It's normally a bit quicker than this. And here we go. So these are my slides. And you'll see it populate it in real time, and it will have diagrams. I'm not sure if I wrote diagrams in there, but it tends to. And you might be looking at this. We'll go back over it in a minute, and you might be thinking, whoa, this is way too complicated for kids that age. Or you might be thinking, this is bang on. There's my lesson sorted for the rest of the year. Either, you can tweak all this stuff, okay? So if I look at, I mean, the first thing to say about this is in terms of dual coding, there's not too much information on it. It marries pictures with text. And it's got an introduction to the fascinating world of plant cells, the building blocks of all plants. I like that first slide. I would keep that. Then what it does is it breaks it down. And you might be looking at this as a biology specialist thinking, nah, it needs a bit more detail. But that's cool because you can add it using the icon over here. So you can customize it all over here. But the key here is the speed. So in terms of how quickly this generated work for, and it will do it for any subject in any subject at all. So we're just kind of having a little look through this, and this is an app called Gamma.app. So it's just, I'll go back to the home page, and you can see that I've used this a few times recently. So, and it's pretty reliable. It hasn't let me down too much. So here's one that I did for the introduction to coding for year 7. Randomly, it called me Al Moore. My name's Alex. I've no idea why it called me Al. So there's a mistake. Look, it does make mistakes. What is coding? Good, because a lot of kids don't know. It's a language. Why is it important? Great. That's nice as well. What's the basic? Yeah, algorithm, sequence, logical. Great. Doesn't really talk about binary and syntax. Doesn't really talk about Python and specific languages. If-else statements, very, very good. So some of this is pretty suitable. Loops, while loops. This is pretty suitable for year 7. So I'd be relatively happy with this, but I would customize it and tweak it. So there's another way that you can generate some useful content and save yourself some time. So that is called Gamma.app. So Gamma.app. It isn't an app randomly. It's you have to use it on a web-based thing. There are loads of things like QuizGecko is an app, but it's not web-based. It's an app, so you can't access it via desktop, but you can here. You can present this, you can share it, you can export it, you can let people comment on it, and that's what it looks like when it's kind of done. So that's quite nice, isn't it? So there's a little hack for you to take away.